In this first video, I'm going to go over questions 1 through 7 in the Day 1 Fall Semester Review for Algebra I. When you're asked to simplify each expression, you're using the order of operations. First thing we need to do is going to be to distribute. So when you distribute, that -2 is going to go to everything inside the parentheses. The 9a is not next to the parentheses, so we're going to leave that alone. So when you distribute, it'll leave us with 9a minus 12a. -2 times 6a is -12a. And then -2 times 3 is a -6. Combine your like terms. 9a minus 12a is -3a. And we bring down the -6. For question 2, same thing, distribute. So 2 times 3t plus 2 times -5 minus 3 times 4t minus 3 times 1. Because we're distributing the 2 to everything in the first parenthesis, the -3 to everything in the second. 2 times 3t is 6t. 2 times -5 is -10. -3 times 4t is -12t. -3 times 1 is -3. Then we combine our like terms. 6t minus 12t is -3t. -10 minus 3 is -13. You can check these using your calculator. You would graph and as a function, so you would have f1 of x in your calculator, and then the f1 of x would be the question, f2 of x would be your answer. And if the graphs match, you have the correct answer. That's also something that can be done for questions 3 and 4. So we take a look at number 3 and 4. I'll show you here. Kendra's correct in all of her steps. She's distributed the negative to everything in the parentheses. So 2a is negative, the 5b is negative. Then she went ahead and she moved the 5a and -2a to be next to each other. And she moved the -6b as well as the -5b to be next to each other. And then from there she combined them. So she's correct. For number 5, you can distribute, combine like terms, and then you'll find which expression's correct. I'll show you real quick in the calculator. So if I go to add graphs, which as I mentioned earlier, in f1 of x would be the question, and I'm going to type it exactly as I see it on my paper. So when I graph this, I'm going to get a picture, tab, and then I can go through and I can type every answer choice. I'm going to skip to which one the answer actually is. So you can see, I went ahead and typed in answer choice D, and you can see how they're overlapping, reinforcing D is the correct one. You would get the same answer if you distribute and combine like terms. Okay. Then if I go ahead and I skip to the solving equations, looking here at number 5, same thing, we need to distribute. So this would be 5 minus x. The negative also goes to the 3, so it becomes a -3 or -3 equals -1. 2 times x is a 2x. And then 2 times negative 3 is a negative 6. Okay. I want to combine my like terms. 5 minus 3 is 2. My negative x is still there. Equals negative 1 and negative 6 becomes a negative 7 plus 2x. I want to get my x's on the same side, so I minus 2x from both sides. This leaves me with 2 minus 3x equals negative 7 minus 2. That leaves me with negative 3x equals negative 9. And when you divide everything by a negative 3, we get x has a value of positive 3. Now I also put on here that you can check using nsolve. If you use the nsolve feature, you need to make sure when you type it in, nsolve, this goes in a parenthesis, comma x, and it will be closed. Your steps for nsolve, you're going to add a calculator. So let's go ahead and do that here. Okay. So I'm in add a calculator. Then I'm going to go to menu, 3, 1. So there's the nsolve, and then I'm going to type it in. Control divide gives me my fraction. Open parenthesis, this is 4x plus 6, close, equals. Once again, control divide gives me my fraction. Open parenthesis, 9 minus 3x, close, and then I have to do comma x, and then I can close it off. So now it matches, enter, and I get my x has an answer of negative 6. When you guys try number 7, whether you distribute or use the nsolve, your final answer should be x equals negative 0.44.